If you're broke right now, don't assume you're failing. What if the emptiness in your wallet is actually the beginning of a divine abundance awakening? Because poverty isn't always punishment. Sometimes it's sacred preparation. If this message resonates with your soul, comment 777 below to confirm the synchronicity. Welcome to a transmission that may change the way your soul relates to money forever. In today's video, we are going to unveil a powerful truth. The deeper reason why the chosen ones, the awakened souls, those who live with faith, heart, and integrity, often find themselves trapped in financial lack. And trust me, what you're about to hear won't just shift the way you see your struggles, it could alter the entire timeline you're currently on. Stay until the end, because you'll be guided into a solution brought forth by Bashar, an extraterrestrial being from a higher dimensional realm carrying a transmission of healing frequency, decoding the money matrix, and activating the flow of prosperity that aligns with your soul's original blueprint. Open your heart, take a deep breath, and get ready to receive the frequency that will alter your reality, right here, right now. So why is it that the most gifted souls often struggle the most financially? Let's break it down. Here are 11 sacred reasons why the universe keeps chosen ones in lack until they're fully activated. Divine Reason 1. You are being trained for a greater mission. Every great soul must walk through fire. No one rises without first bowing low. No one shines without first walking through the dark. You're not being thrown into the fire to be destroyed. You're being placed there to be refined. You're not being crushed to be broken. You're being pressed so your inner power may rise. Darkness doesn't attack ordinary souls, it attacks you because you carry a destiny powerful enough to shift the world. Like Buddha, like Jesus, the path through suffering isn't punishment, it's a sacred training ground, a furnace to make your soul unshakable. You may feel dry, lost, like there's no way out. You may be wondering, why me? But pause. Breathe. Remember, you are being trained, not to survive, but to lead. This pain is not an ending. It's a disguised beginning. A closing that's actually an opening. You are not lacking, you are being purified, stripped of what no longer matches the frequency of your divine mission. In the grand ecosystem of the soul, money is just a tiny part. Your financial struggle is not about numbers, it's a soul-forging process, where pride dissolves, where ego is tested, where attachments to the material world are pulled up from the root. Because you are not coal, you are gold. And gold must be refined in fire. Don't fear the lack. It's not a curse, it's a shell protecting the treasure being formed within. You carry wisdom, intuition, faith, light. These are riches no money can replace. Financial tests are sacred shields. They protect your soul from arrogance, from wandering off into premature glory. Because if abundance comes too early, it can bury your mission. It can drown your light. That's why chosen ones must walk through seasons of lack and inner rebirth, not to prove anything, but to build an unshakable foundation inside. The universe is burning away impurity, building endurance, cultivating faith, not just as a word, but as a breath-by-breath reality. Lack is not failure. It's part of the divine plan, preparing you for the sacred mission ahead. Divine Reason 2. Strengthening your faith in God. True faith is not built in abundance. It is forged in fire, when you have nothing left to hold, except the invisible hand of the divine. When financial flow is cut off, and every external support fades, you are pushed to return to the true source of all life, God. In financial hardship, the glitter of worldly temptations loses its shine. Your soul becomes quieter, more still, more purified. You begin to listen not to fear but to divine guidance. You stop chasing false lights and start following the light within. And when you have no one else to lean on, you begin to pray, to seek, to cry out. And it is in those moments when you feel weakest that you actually touch the most unshakable strength. Faith becomes alive. Not just a concept, but a foundation that breathes through every cell of your being. When your financial safety net disappears, you are being trained to trust in divine timing, to experience the miraculous provision of God. You are being led away from what you want so you can finally meet what God wants. You are being shifted from personal ambition into a life anchored in eternal values. True faith does not appear when your bank account is full. It appears when the account is empty, and yet your heart still believes. In the very moment of seeming loss, you are establishing a sacred connection that cannot be broken, a bond with the eternal source. You are not abandoned. You are being invited into a deeper life, a truer path, a lasting joy, where faith is no longer just a choice but becomes your way of being. Divine Reason 3. God tests the heart through money. To reveal true motive, it's not in lack, but in abundance where God truly reveals the motive of your heart. Because money is not just a tool, it's a spiritual test, a powerful and precise one. Seasons of lack are divinely orchestrated stillness, to watch how you respond when everything is stripped away. Will you still serve God? Or will you serve money? Many hold on to faith while poor, but lose their soul the moment wealth arrives too fast, too soon. They don't fall in pain, they fall in the rush of blessing that came before their inner foundation was ready. But you're being trained not to fall for that trap. You're not just being prepared to receive, you're being forged to be worthy of holding what's sacred when it comes. You will hold on to your heart even when your hands are full, because God does not just want to bless you, He wants to make you a channel of blessing for the world. Money isn't given to feed the ego. It's given to serve the light, to amplify your mission, to fuel the sacred love you carry. Being wealthy is not a sin, but if wealth is not rooted in your soul's mission, it becomes a burden, a distraction, a force that can make you forget your way home, forget that all you own is temporary, and that only the soul is eternal. That's why God may keep you in a season of lack, not to punish you, but to test your heart. And when you pass that test, you will be entrusted with even greater blessings, deeper responsibilities, and sacred influence, because true blessing is not in how much you own, but in your ability to hold faith, no matter the circumstance. When you embody that truth, you become unshakable and worthy of God's divine assignments. Divine Reason 4. The money matrix is the dark force's strategic weapon. The financial matrix is not just an economic system, it's the most sophisticated weapon darkness uses to manipulate the soul of humanity. It doesn't need chains, it only needs debt. It doesn't need prisons, it only needs a never-ending cycle of consumption. And through that, people lose their freedom, not through violence, but through invisible dependence on money. If you're hearing this now, it's because you've already started to see the cracks in the system. And here's what you must know. For chosen ones, for starseeds and lightworkers, the light within you is the biggest threat to this matrix. Financial attacks are not random, they are strategic. They're designed to shut down your light. Darkness wants you trapped in bills, survival pressure, the belief that you're failing because it knows once you have resources, you'll liberate your lineage, break ancestral patterns, and awaken the souls around you. The darkness fears your abundance, because a soul in overflow is a soul that can't be controlled. It knows when you have financial freedom, you will live freely, give generously, heal, inspire, and change the world. So it sows seeds in you. The fear of not having enough, the shame of not being successful like others, the anxiety of leaving the so-called safe system which it built to keep you small. Yes, it knows you came from light, but it manipulates you to feel small in this 3D world. It surrounds you with financial limits, and you don't see them because it operates from the shadows. That's why poverty is sometimes not a lesson. It's a spiritual war, an energetic attack to stop your light from rising, to block the mission your soul came here to complete. They don't want you to rise, because if you win, your light will spread and awaken thousands more. If you've ever felt like you don't belong in the financial system, that's because you don't. You're a chosen one. You're a starseed. You came from civilizations where value is exchanged through energy, through unconditional love, resonance, and pure creation. Divine Reason 5. Cultivating compassion. Empathy, the refinement of gratitude. One of the divine reasons why the chosen ones experience financial lack is to forge the heart, to open it, to soften it, to purify it. Because true empathy is never born from theory. Real compassion is refined in the fire of pain. And poverty is one of the most powerful tools God uses to expand your heart. When you've lived with empty hands, you can't be indifferent to someone else's lack. You don't pity, you understand. You don't judge, you feel. Not through advice, but through a healing presence born from real experience. Someone who has lived through lack won't preach. They'll hold your hand. Someone who has tasted rejection won't rise above others in pride. They'll kneel and lift someone else up. That's why God gives you the experience of financial struggle. Not to wound you, but to train you to lead with your heart. And it doesn't stop there. Lack refines something even more precious within you. Deep, unshakable gratitude. In times of abundance, people often take everything for granted. But in seasons of scarcity, every small gift becomes a miracle. A warm meal. An unexpected helping hand. A door that opens when you thought all were closed. These aren't just lucky moments. They are sacred reminders of grace and unconditional love. And when you learn to give thanks for the smallest things, your heart will never run out of joy. That gratitude becomes the frequency that opens the door for even greater blessings to flow in. If you're walking through lack right now, let the universe whisper something to your heart. You're not being deprived. You're being taught how to cherish. You're not being abandoned. You're being prepared to love others more deeply, more truly, more soulfully. Because only someone who's known pain can truly offer healing. Only someone who has tasted lack can give generously from a place of fullness. Chosen ones don't just lead with insight, they lead with a heart that's been shaped and softened by compassion. And no path ever reaches the heart of another without first walking through the desert of lack. Divine Reason 6. You were chosen to break the generational curse of poverty. You are not just an individual struggling with money. You are the one, the cycle breaker. You carry a new code, a new frequency. You were sent to end a legacy that's been passed down for too many generations. The generational curse of poverty. Poverty didn't begin with you, but it can end with you. It's a trace of inherited pain, encoded in blood, embedded in the subconscious, repeating across lifetimes. But with you, the cycle stops. Your spiritual DNA is the key to reset your bloodline, your deep intuition, your ability to feel energy, your sensitivity to pain, to vibration, to the unseen. These are not burdens. They are activated codes. Spiritual DNA awakening in divine timing, so you can rise and transmute the energy of scarcity from your entire ancestral line. You're not just healing yourself, you're healing your parents, your grandparents, and even generations not yet born. You are rewriting the financial story of your lineage, not just through action, but by shifting the frequency. You are the one who volunteered to carry the energy, so others in your family can be free. You are the bridge, where pain ends and peace begins. You are the torch, where darkness stops and light spreads. Poverty is not your identity. It's your mission to transform it, to cleanse it out of the bloodline, so future generations never have to carry it again. So if you ever feel alone in your financial struggles, let your soul remember this truth. You're not fighting for yourself. You're clearing the way for a new generation. A generation that will live in wholeness, awareness, and abundance. Free from the heavy legacy of scarcity. You were chosen. Not because you are better, but because you were brave enough to end what should no longer continue. Divine Reason 7. It's not the right time. Divine timing is real. There are times when you've done all you can. You've prayed endlessly. You've kept your faith through seasons of lack. And still, there's no breakthrough. It's not because you're not enough. It's not a punishment. It's because the time has not yet come. You are being taught to align with divine timing. Not early, not late, not by human clocks, but by the heartbeat of heaven. Delays are not denials. They are divine alignment. aligning your heart with the frequency of your mission, aligning soul connections that will support the next phase, aligning your position so that when your blessing arrives, you're ready to hold it with wisdom. Because a blessing that comes too early can become a burden. A door that opens too soon can swallow a soul that isn't prepared. So sometimes, financial lack is held in place like a sacred shield, to protect you from getting lost when power arrives, to ensure that when you step into abundance, your heart is steady, your inner strength has been forged, and you will not use the blessing to feed your ego, but to serve the light. And if you're wondering why what you've prayed for hasn't arrived yet, let your soul hear this whisper. The universe has not forgotten you. God is not late. Everything is being aligned with divine precision far beyond the understanding of the mind. And when the moment comes, with just a snap of heaven's fingers, every door will open, every gray sky will turn to gold, every lack will be transformed into grace. So be patient, hold the faith. You are not being delayed. You are being aligned with a moment that will change everything. Divine Reason 8. Unbalanced sacrifice blocks the flow. Chosen ones are born with wide open hearts. You are a healer, a giver, a soul who listens and always wants to help. Your love runs so deep you're willing to give, even when you have nothing left for yourself. And that, while it looks like light, if it lacks boundaries and balance, it becomes the root of energetic poverty, because unbalanced sacrifice is actually a form of disconnection from self. When you always give but don't allow yourself to receive, you create an imbalance in the flow of life force. And all energetic imbalance leads to blockage. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot heal the world while you are wilting inside. You cannot lead others into the light while refusing the light that nourishes you. Poverty is not just about money. It's a symptom of a blocked flow. And flow only happens when there's both giving and receiving. You were designed to love, but you were also designed to receive, to be replenished, to be nurtured. Serving others does not mean abandoning yourself. True service flows from wholeness, not from depletion. If you've ever believed, I must sacrifice to be loved, I have to give everything to be worthy, I must burn out to prove my value, it's time to heal those beliefs. You don't have to be poor to be good. You don't have to give all of yourself to deserve the light. You don't have to collapse to be seen. You are the light. And light too deserves to be nourished so it can shine brighter. And if you've been giving too much while forgetting yourself, the universe is whispering this to your heart. Giving is sacred, but balanced giving is wisdom. Because true light does not burn itself out. It lights up an entire journey ahead. Divine Reason 9. Disconnection from soul passion, because money is the result, not the goal. Money is not the destination, it's the result. It's not the reason you were born. It's just a companion when you walk in alignment with your soul mission. Don't chase money. Stand firm in your truth, and money will naturally be drawn to you, like metal to a magnet. Money is a tool. You are the miracle. Many have traded their inner fire just to fit in with a world not designed for them. They force themselves to do what they should do to make money, to be stable, but inside, they grow silent and empty. And the very moment you reject your soul's joy, you disconnect from the engine that generates divine synchronicity. Synchronicity is the divine mechanism that brings prosperity to your life. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what's right. Not about burning out, but about tuning into the frequency of life. When you abandon what lights up your heart, you step out of the transmission wave through which the universe delivers resources to you. You may try hard, but it feels like swimming upstream, because you're forcing yourself to live against your soul's blueprint. But when you reconnect with your deep soul passion, with what makes you radiant, with what makes time disappear, that's when you align with divine will. That's when resources, people, opportunities, miracles start flowing toward you like an unstoppable tide. Because the universe does not sponsor pretense, the universe sponsors truth. When you live authentically, you no von chase, you attract. And if you're exhausted from trying so hard but still feeling behind, let this truth sink deep into your heart. You are not here to do what's reasonable. You are here to live what's real. And when you live in resonance with your soul's true frequency, money is no longer a question. It becomes a natural byproduct of divine alignment. Divine Reason 10. Transforming limiting beliefs, creating true value, not seeking matrix approval. God doesn't punish you with lack, He refines you through it. And one of the most sacred lessons is this: you are being asked to transform your limiting beliefs about money and rebuild a foundation of value, one that comes from your soul, not from a fearful ego. The money matrix has programmed humanity with deep-rooted beliefs like money is bad. Money isn't spiritual. You must sacrifice to have value. Wealth equals greed. These beliefs may come from past lives, misinterpreted teachings, ancestral karma, or from the very control system that's been seeding them into the collective mind for centuries. But the higher truth is, money is not evil. It's neutral. Money is a tool, and your frequency determines how it reflects in your life. Sometimes, lack is the way God lovingly exposes your subconscious programming. It's a divine opportunity for you to learn to manage what you're given. Learn to be faithful with little. Learn to create real value, not just seek validation or acceptance from a broken system. God does not hand a sword to a child. You are kept in a season of financial limitation, not to shame you, but to grow your spiritual maturity first, so that when the blessing arrives, you will be wise, steady, and strong enough to use it with love, not ego. And ultimately, you are reminded, you are not here to conform to the old system. You're here to build a new value system. A value system that doesn't measure by profit, but by frequency, by consciousness, by the impact your soul has on others. And if you are walking through a time of limitation, let this truth penetrate your heart. When you heal your beliefs, the flow returns. When you live in alignment with your true values, you don't need to seek approval. You become the new standard, and you, dear one, you are the frequency of abundance that the world is waiting to witness. Divine Reason 11. True abundance comes from source, not from material wealth. The final reason why many chosen ones live in financial lack is to learn one of the most sacred lessons of all. True abundance doesn't come from money. It comes from source, from your divine connection to the Creator. The Matrix has taught humanity to believe having a lot of money being abundant, but that definition is deeply flawed. And you, as a chosen one, were selected to remember the higher truth. Money is just one expression of abundance. True abundance can flow through money, the most common form, but not the strongest. Value exchange, when you trade what you have for what you need. Gift giving, when blessings come as unexpected gifts or miracles. Synchronicity, perfect timing, right people, aligned doors. Imagination, inspiration, new ideas, creative flow, fresh perspectives. When you act on your soul's highest excitement, the universe sends everything you need, in all forms, not just money. You may receive a small financial blessing, a surprising gift, a powerful idea, the right contact at the right time. All of it adds up to 100% abundance, but it comes through many doors, not just the money door. The problem is, most people shut every door except the money door. And when that one door doesn't open, they believe they're lacking, but the chosen ones are taught differently. You are learning to expand your definition of abundance, to trust that Source is always supporting you, even when it looks different than expected. You are being trained to recognize abundance in its purest forms: love, intuition, synchronicity, inspiration. True joy and peace don't come from your bank account. They come from your union with the divine, from knowing deep in your soul that you are guided, you are held, you are infinitely supported. And when you live in this vibration, money doesn't need to be chased. It comes naturally. It flows to you as a result of your alignment with truth. You're not here to become rich the old way. You're here to embody a new definition of abundance, where soul, love, freedom, and joy are the center. And now, if you've been wondering what's the solution, how do I break free from this invisible prison of lack? Bashar, a higher dimensional being channeled to awaken humanity, offers a simple, powerful formula, not theory, not wishful thinking, but a vibrational technology that has already shifted thousands of timelines. These are the quantum steps to unlock abundance that aligns with your soul. Step 1. Act on your highest excitement daily with no attachment to outcome. This is your soul's GPS. It aligns the universe to support you through synchronicities, opportunities, and abundance. Step 2. Heal your limiting beliefs around money and self-worth. Money is the tool, you are the purpose. You're already worthy. There's nothing to prove. Step 3. Allow yourself to receive, just as you've always given. Unbalanced giving blocks the flow. Learning to receive is how you unlock the valve of abundance. Step 4. Redefine abundance. It's not about having a mountain of money. It's the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And that can come through money, people, perfect timing, inspired ideas, or divine orchestration. And above all, remember, you are not broken. You are not failing. You are not powerless. You are being trained to live with multi-dimensional consciousness in a shifting physical world. You are transitioning from fear to faith, from striving to synchronicity, from scarcity to the awareness that abundance is your birthright. And now let it in. Not by force, but by returning to who you truly are. You are the chosen one. And it's time to remember that.